Hello, welcome to Unison and LTME video. Today I want to check out Quanta, the latest development from Audio Damage. Quanta is a granular synthesizer for PC and Mac, for VST, AU and AX, and also in the future for iOS. Quanta is a very easy to use granular synth, and the developer's aim is to offer granular synthesis to everyone. As you can see here, Quanta has only one sample layer, but it has also an oscillator section here with a very basic sine wave. But you can shape it through different other waveforms. So also pulse, and you can add pulse width modulation to it. So it's a very basic oscillator here with tune, fine and pulse width and a level amount. Beside this you have also a noise generator. And this one has also a color feature. Then beside we have here the grains engine, and you maybe ask why we have here an oscillator and a noise generator in a granular sampler. So that's because we can also use the signal of the oscillator or the signal of the noise generator inside the granular engine, and so granularize both signals also in the same way as samples. So for this you turn off here the oscillator in and or the noise in. And you can also combine then the samples, the oscillator and the noise generator together to form your perfect sound. So let's check out now here the granular engine. I take here now a vocal sample.
Now the storms, they're rolling in.
So it's a very basic vocal sound. I drag it to the drop audio file section here. Important to know is here that you can import samples in IFF, WAV, ODG, FLAC and MP3. My file is here WAV file, and if you are now in Ableton Live, don't panic if the sample direction here doesn't work. There are some samples which doesn't work, but this is a problem of Ableton and not of Quanta. So first of all we have here the grain section. So that's a normal feature in a granular synthesizer. So you can choose here the size of your grains. For me, I prefer here grains which goes in a lower amount. This parameter can be also randomized. Then beside this you have a grains envelope, and this one has 10 different shapes. So you have rectangle, you have triangle, trapeze, sine square, half sine, rounded rectangle, curved up, curved down, ramp up and ramp down. So you have 10 different envelopes here to play around, and to be honest, the curved up and curved down are for me the more difficult to create sounds. The half sine, the sine square or the rounded rectangle are here for me the more easiest one to create big soundscapes also. Let's take this one. Beside the grains envelope, you have the length of the grains. So this can be very long. This can be also automated with a randomizer. Then we have here also the direction of the grains. So we have forward, you have reverse, you have play direction and minus play direction, and random. Let's take again here forward, and left beside this you have a tune button, and the tune button can be also randomized. Then you have a position, so you can change the position of the granular engine on your applies on your sample. This can be change your sound dramatically. This can be also randomized. It gives a very cool character. Put a bit more length and randomize the tune. Then we have a width, so the sound becomes bigger. So that's the grains width. Then you have also a fine tune, and I said you can also put here in the oscillator signal. So this can be, you can put this with this a bit more fatness to the sound, or add another layer to it. And it's also possible here to add the noise generator also as to the granular engine, and so the noise will be also granularized. Then you have also a level here and a randomizer. On the right side here you have the filter section known from other audio damage plugins. So you have different filters. And this has a 2-pole and 4-pole, and it can be put in serial or parallel. Beside this you have also here an output level, so you see always if your signal is fine or not. Then you have also Unison. And Quanta goes up to 10 voices, which allows you to create very big sounds. And you have also an all stop feature here, which allows you to stop the complete engine. Also good to know is you can resize the GUI. You can do it very small or very big. I prefer here a bigger GUI because I work here with samples, so I prefer the bigger one. Under the sample engine you can find the flexible envelope generators, and what is cool here, you can design your own shapes by pressing on it, and so you can design your own shapes here very easily. You can put multiple points in it and remove them just by pressing on it, so they become normal again. And you have 4 envelopes here, So there's a lot of possibilities here to use envelopes as modulation source here. Then you have possibilities here to change the complete shapes on it, so it becomes different on the start, or here different, so you are very open how you design your own envelopes here. Then you have also the modes. This one is the normal mode. Then you have a loop mode, so a specific point is looped here. And it's the last one is a loop forward and backward. And you have also the possibilities here to sync. So you see you can design very cool envelopes here, and I think this is a lot for creating very special sounds using this flexible envelope generators here. If this is not enough, you have on top 2 additional flexible LFOs, and this means here also you can design your own shapes here. You have here a shape, screw and warp feature, and this allows to design your own shapes here very easily. And as usual, you have here the frequency, also the phase. You have also sync and retrigger, and on top you have also a sample and hold generator, and where you can change the source from random, LFO, and envelope generator, and you can sync it and you can retrigger it, put the smoothness to it. So also here it's very versatile how you use the sample and hold. And to activate all this, you find in it and also a modulation matrix, which is based or which is inspired by the Ableton Live wavetable synthesizer. And how you can use it is very easy and very handy. If you take now, for example, the length, you press on it, and then the length of the grain will display automatically here. So I take here, for example, the length for envelope 1. And for example, the position on envelope 2. Let's loop them. And for example, I take also here in the grains an LFO. And you see you have a lot of different possibilities here to add modulation to it. Not only the filter, the oscillator tune, to the noise, to the grains, to the length, to the random parameters also here. So it can go very deep. The grain level, the stereo width, the envelope times also, the envelope amplitude, and the LFO amplitude also. The yellow ones are for the expression. This means you can, for example, use also a Rolly keyboard or instrument. So you can put also the aftertouch to it, the velocity, modulation, the bands, and more. So you can use the Rolly keyboard, for example, or the instrument, also very good with the Quanta. Let's check also the settings. You can find here the MIDI input mode, where you can activate MPE. Then you have pitch bend override, also the possibility to change the smoothness of the aftertouch using attack and decay. You have also a global tuning, and you can change also here the tuning scale using your own scales, or the default one here is 12 tone equal temperament. I think I give you now a good overview of this the sound engine and of the features, and I would give you now more sound demos using the factory library, and there are many different presets available from different sound designers like Chris Carter, Marcus Fisher, Richard Devine, and also some presets from the developer. So let's have a look at the sounds. In my opinion, is Quanta a very good plugin because first, it's very easy to use, it's open for beginners, but also for advanced users. So if you are not familiar with granular synthesis, you can try it here, you can put your own samples in it and then try the engine. Or if you are more familiar with granular, you can use the big amount of envelopes, LFOs and much more. So it's open for both worlds. Also a big plus goes to Quanta for the low CPU. I use here a very old, quite old MacBook Pro from 2012, and I don't reach the 10% here of CPU consumption, what is very low here. So you can use also multiple instances here. One reason also that this Granular Synth is coming to iOS due of this very low CPU consumption. Also very cool that developer made it possible to import the possibility to import different audio formats, so IEFF, WAV files, OGG, high quality stuff like FLAC. So everything is possible here, what is very cool. To criticize or maybe something for the future, I want to see a second layer maybe, and maybe more visualizations of the grains, because I really like to see what happens with my grains and other stuff. So there are other granular synthesizer where you see this better. So nonetheless, Quanta is a great granular synth for everyone, for beginners and for advanced users. So a big plus for this. It's a great granular synth. I'm very happy to play around with it. Please let me know in the comments below what you think about Quanta. Is it for you must-have or must-have on your iOS device? And do you have maybe a favorite feature of Quanta? It would be cool to discuss with you. And as usual, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a positive thumb and a subscription for more future videos. Big thanks for watching, and we'll see you again very soon in one of my next videos. Bye!